Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this crocheted gingham bag. It's a tiny little bag, but a perfect size to put your phone, wallet, lip gloss, sunglasses in, just a cute little date night bag. I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. I will link the exact colors that I use in my blog post, which will also have the written pattern, all the links to materials, and then I will also link to the ad-free PDF download of this pattern, which is available on my Etsy shop. But you'll need 3 colors of I love this cotton. So I'm using a red, kind of like a pink, and then a white. In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to make the blue one. So for the blue, I'm using navy, kind of a lighter blue, denim blue, and also the white. You will need a 5mm crochet hook, scissors, a tapestry needle. The tapestry needle will be used to sew on these D rings, and this is a 1/2 inch D ring, so you'll need that as well. And then a bag handle, bag strap, whatever you want to use to strap on your bag, which I think like a leather strap just really elevates the bag. And then I also lined the inside with fabric, which is optional, but I do recommend it because then it doesn't stretch too much when you put objects in the bag. It really holds the integrity of the bag. So for that, you'll need a sewing needle and thread, and then whatever fabric you want to use. You don't need too much fabric. Maybe just get like a yard at the craft store just so you have enough, or just a small, I don't know, maybe a fat quarter even would be enough. I'm not sure. I'll link the dimensions of the fabric that you need in the blog post as well. So let's get started. I'll be showing you how to make this blue one. So we're going to start at the bottom with the navy color. So take your navy, your 5mm hook, make a slip knot, and then chain 25. And this will be the exact bottom of the bag right here. So now we're going to be working up in rounds. So we are going to do 1/2 double crochet for this entire bag. So you're going to yarn over and make a 1/2 double crochet in the 1, 2, 3rd chain from the hook. So yarn over again and then pull through all 3 loops on the hook. And now you're going to make a 1/2 double crochet in each chain going across. Do 21 more 1/2 double crochets. So just get to the end until you have 1 final chain left. So just keep going across until you have 1 chain left at the end. So now that you've made 21 more 1/2 double crochets, so now you have 22 1/2 double crochets total, and you have 1 chain left. So in this last chain, you'll make 3 1/2 double crochet. I like to pinch my yarn and pull it over. I know that's not the traditional way to crochet, but it's how I like to do it. So I pinch and pull. So you'll make 3 1/2 double crochet in that last stitch, and now you're going to be working along the other side of the original chain. So yarn over and just insert into that next space, and now do 21 1/2 double crochet going across until you end up in that with that last stitch left. Okay, so now that you've done 21 1/2 double crochet going across the bottom, you're left with your final stitch here at the end. So you'll make 2 1/2 double crochet in that final stitch. 1, 2. Then you're going to join the next stitch with a slip stitch and chain up 2. You'll do this at the end of every round, is join and then chain up 2. So now I'm going to make 2 1/2 double crochet in the next space, or the next stitch. 1 and 2, and now I'm going to make 21 1/2 double crochet going across here until you get to the other side. After you've done that 21 1/2 double crochet, you're now at the other end. You'll make 2 1/2 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. that was 2 half double crochet in that stitch, 2 half double crochet in the next, and then 2 half double crochet in the next as we round the corner. And now again, you'll make 21 half double crochet going across this side. Once you're done with the 21 half double crochet on the other side, you will make 2 half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, and then I'm going to join to that chain 2 space from the other round, right in there with a slip stitch, and chain up 2. It helps sometimes when you're making an oval to just use a stitch marker. I just use a piece of yarn in like the first stitch just so you can kind of keep track of your counting, but I'm going to remove that for now. Okay, so now we're not going to be increasing at all. We're just going to be working with 54 stitches going around. And now we're going to start to incorporate the different colors. So we'll start off with the navy. You'll make a half double crochet in the next stitch, a half double crochet in the next stitch, and now we're making another half double crochet, but this is where you're going to have to switch colors. So you get your next color. I'm going to use the lighter blue, and you're going to pull a lighter blue loop through, and then make sure you pull the navy a little bit tighter, then yarn over, and now using the light blue, go into the next stitch with a half double crochet. And then once I switch colors, I just make sure everything is like tight. So you do 1 with the light blue, and then 2, and then on that third one, now you are just carrying the navy through the work. So when you pull a loop through, you can just take the navy, yarn over, and pull the navy through. So now we're switching to the darker blue. And then just take that light blue, pull it tight, and you're going to be carrying the yarn through the work. So you just think of it as it's like laying on top. So when I yarn over, I put the hook through the stitch and keep the light blue in there. And then yarn over, 1, 2, and then on that third one, you're going to take the light blue and switch it, pulling it through. So you're doing 3 half double crochet with each color, and on that third stitch is when you switch the colors. So you're going to keep doing that all the way around. 2, 3, and then switch to the navy. Now the one thing with constantly switching colors is you will notice that the yarn starts to get twisted. So just every now and then you just have to kind of unwind it. But basically that's it, and we'll go all the way around, and then I'll meet you back here when we're going to join for the next round. Alright, so I went all the way around and I ended up with the light blue. So now I'm ready for the navy blue. We're going to do another round of the navy and light blue. So for each color, you're doing 2 rows. So 2 rows of the navy and the light blue, and then 2 rows of the white and the light blue, and then 2 rows of navy and light blue, and you get it. So now we're going to join to that chain 2 space and chain up 2, and we're just going to repeat the same thing. I'm going to carry the light blue kind of up this way so I can tuck it behind there again. So 1, 2, and then on that last one, we're switching to the light blue. Pull that dark blue tight. And now we're switching to the light blue, and then on that third one we switch to the dark blue, and we're just going to keep going around just like that, and you'll start to notice that your work is going to fold up because we're making this basically like a tube. All right, so then I'll meet you back here when we're ready to switch to the white and the light blue. Okay, so once you're finished with that round, we're now going to switch to light blue and white. So you're going to stay with the light blue, insert into that chain, and then chain up 2. And now you can actually just take the navy and cut it because we won't need it for the next 2 rounds. So we're repeating the same thing. You're going with the light blue, 1, 2, and then on that third one, you'll get the white out. Take the end and just pull a loop through and leave a tail. Pull that light blue tight, yarn over, and now start with the white. And then after I do that first stitch, I just kind of pull everything tight. And now you'll just keep doing the same thing. You'll do 2 rounds of the light blue and the white. Switching. So just keep going around. And then after you do 2 rows of light blue and white, then you'll switch back to doing the navy and the light blue. So you end up with this. And you just keep going up and up and up and up until you get to the top. So you're going to keep going until you get to 21 rows or rounds total. This top row, I did just 1 round of light blue and white. I don't really know why, I just kind of like the size of it. So once you get to the last stitch, I'll show you how to finish it off. So after that last stitch, I'm actually going to switch to light blue, keep the white yarn tucked behind, and then just make a slip stitch once and then twice with that light blue. And you'll just cut the ends of the light blue and the white. Pull the light blue through that loop, and then you can just take these 2 ends and just weave them through a bunch of times. Okay, and now you are done with that. I'm just going to pull this white one through one more time. Okay, so now you're done with that. So now the next step will be to sew the 2 D-rings onto the side. So I'm going to take, doesn't really matter what color, but I'm going to take a really long strand of the light blue and a tapestry needle, and just put the yarn through the needle and then make a double knot at the other end. Actually, sometimes I like to do more like a quadruple knot. Okay, so you'll find the end from the sides, you'll find the side like 3 stitches, and that's where you'll basically be lining up your D-ring. just going to take the yarn and weave it through like a few times just to get it nice and secure, just like a stitch or two below. Then line up the D-ring, and then you're just going to start to sew it on. I just like to go through and under. Take it through and under. And you can do this as many times as you want. Probably do this maybe like 6 times total. And then after this last one, I'll take it through the inside of the bag. And just make a knot on the inside. Let me just make a double knot like that. And then take your yarn and thread it through the work. I usually take it down a little bit and then just cut a tail. And if you sew a lining on the bag, the tail will be tucked behind anyways, so don't worry too much about the tails. And then just do the same thing with the D-ring on the other side. Alright, so now that you have the 2 D-rings hooked up, you really are ready to just hook your bag up, and you're done unless you want to add the lining, fabric lining, into the bag, which I do recommend. So I will show you how to do that next. To make the lining, you'll need just a sheet of fabric. This is cotton fabric. I had gotten a yard, so I had plenty of fabric to work with. You do not need a yard for this project, but it's just kind of good to have. So you'll need the fabric, scissors, sewing, needle and thread, and some sewing pins. So first I'm going to lay the bottom of the bag right along the fold of the fabric. So you just want to actually fold the fabric in half like this, and then lay the bottom and line it up. Then about, I would say like a ½ inch, you'll cut around the bag. If you wanted to, you could use like a pencil and just mark off where you're going to cut. But I just eyeball it. And then about a ½ inch across the top. I could be using bigger scissors, but this is all I had. All right, so we got that. And now what I'll do is take the pins and about a ½ inch in from the ends, pin going along And this will be where your sewing line is going to be. So I'm just going to pin going all the way up the side on this side and then on this side. Now that everything is pinned, I take a really long piece of sewing thread, double it up, put it through the needle, and then tie a knot at the end. And then we'll start down here. And I just sew it through a few times in the same spot, just to really get it secure. And then all I'm going to do is just a basic kind of running stitch. So I'm going to go through the back, through the front I mean, and then just come on up through the back. And you can do that stitch either the way I just did it, or you can do it in and out like that. So just figure out what works best for you. And just remove the pins as you go. The closer you make the stitches, kind of the better, because then you don't have to worry about any like holes in the work. And this is all going on the inside of the bag, obviously, and is going to be folded inside out. So it really doesn't have to be perfect. That's why I don't mind hand sewing it versus using a sewing machine. So I'm going to sew just like that, going all the way up the side here, and then just make a knot at the top. And then same thing, sew all the way up the side here, and then just make a little knot at the top. All right, so now that you've sewn up the sides, you'll just take the top and fold it down. Again, about a ½ inch. Just like that. And then place it inside the bag. And just make sure it's all the way down at the bottom. Kind of press out any excess, and then line up the sides, the seams with the sides of the bag, and then that's where I'm going to pin first. So just pin it there. And pin it on the other side. Ow. And then I'll pin it on the fronts and the backs. This I didn't pin down. Make sure you go all the way into your work. There we go. And then I'm going to take more pins and just pin down the rest of it. Okay, now I'm going to take another long piece of sewing thread and fold it in half and make a knot. To start sewing the bag, I'll start from the inside of the fabric to the outside just to pull the knot through, and then I'll do that again just to make that really secure. Then I'm going to start doing a running stitch by inserting, just grabbing a little bit of your crochet work, pushing the needle through, and pulling out the other side, and then just making sure you caught that yarn. And just going in and out across the top of the bag. And what this is doing is you can't see it from the outside of the bag, so you're just catching a little bit of the yarn. And then just pull the pins out as you go. The smaller you make the stitches, the better, because then you won't have gaps in your work. And you can see how it's just creating this nice seam along the top, and I'm going to keep going like that until I get back around to the beginning. Once I get to the very end, I'm going to make a knot. Pull it nice and tight, and then just take the thread over the top and through the back. And then just cut it. Okay, and now that the lining is done, your bag is done. So then you can just take your strap, which you can get whatever strap you want. I feel like there's a lot of excess fabric inside this bag, but it's okay, it works. It makes it a lot more sturdy of a bag. And then just take whatever handle you want to get. Amazon is a great place to just find like bag handles, so you can experiment what you like and just hook it on and you're good to go. How cute is this bag? So let me know what you think in the comments. If you made it this far, if you actually made a bag, send me a picture. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. You could always send me a DM on Instagram or send me an email, and then I'll link to all of the pattern details. The blog post will be in the description, and that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.